Hey everyone, Scott here. Thanks for being with us for the launch of Season 9. Now, one of the big pieces of Launch Sunday is the release of our journal. Each spring and summer as a team, we imagine and we plan the year ahead, laying out a bit of a roadmap for our teaching with summaries and artwork, along with key info and vision pieces to get you up to speed on where we're going together. And if you've been around Commons for a while, you know how important the journal has been as a tool for learning and engagement around the community. You probably have some of these sitting around your home somewhere. If you're a little newer around here, you might not be aware that in addition to offering some descriptions of our values and rhythms, the journal also has lots of space for you to record notes and reflection on our Sunday teaching, on group discussions that you participate in, whatever. Now, regardless of how familiar you are, I want to take just a few minutes here to give you a quick look at this year's edition. Now, when you pick yours up, the first thing you're going to note is the stark black and white cover design we went with this year. It's a new vibe and we are super happy with how it turned out. The first thing that you want to do is turn to the front page and write your name and contact info in the spot that's provided. As you can imagine, journals do get left around the church from time to time, and it's always helpful when we can get in touch and let you know where yours happens to be. I also want to draw your attention to the statements made there on the first page. These express some of our deepest aspirations and values as a Jesus-centered community. From asserting our love for Scripture's beautiful complexity to clarifying why you won't hear us use language that's angry or violent to image God around here, to reminding ourselves that surprising acceptance and scandalous grace are how the divine shows up in the world, you are going to find some big ideas here. And I'd encourage you to take a moment on this page over the next week or two, read these statements slowly, carry them in your imagination, and bring your questions and your curiosity to them as we set out together. All right. As you flip through the opening pages, you are going to find lots of information about key community features like our values. More on those in a sec. There's also some information here about first steps conversations for those who've recently joined Commons and those interested in membership. You're going to find a staff and leadership directory. There are details for parents about kids and youth, and descriptions of the many ways that you can connect through groups, courses, and shared meals around here. Now, I also want to quickly note that on pages 13 to 17, there are some really helpful explanations of crucial spiritual practices that shape our community, including our approach to the sacraments of Eucharist and baptism, as well as some details around how we participate in Christian timekeeping throughout the year. Why you're going to see our pastors wearing colorful liturgical stoles from time to time. Check these pages out if you want to learn a little bit more. Now, the rest of the journal lays out our teaching plan for the year with each series set in chronological order so you can follow along. And before we move on with the service here in a moment, I want to offer you a couple of highlights. We are super excited to start this September with a series called FAQ, which is going to be a return to our values, our desire to be an intellectually honest, spiritually passionate community with Jesus at the center. And these are important conversations to have in response to the questions we all have about who we are and about who Jesus is and about why faith matters in the 21st century. Later this fall, we're going to jump into the deep end in a series called Upside Down Apocalypse. We're definitely excited about our very own Jeremy Duncan's book release, but we're also excited to explore the book of Revelation together, which is one of the most widely misinterpreted texts in the Scripture. In 2023, we're going to start the year with a conversation about the relational and, dare I say, spiritual practice of curiosity. Our posture that's so desperately needed in a world rife with conflict and knee-jerk reactions to those who appear to be different than us. And in Lent, we're going to return to the Gospel of John and track with some of Jesus' most deeply metaphorical teaching as we move toward Easter in a series called The Book of Glory. And that is just a peek, because each year we are committed to exposing you to the wide genres of Scripture, from familiar Hebrew Bible characters to wisdom books and prophetic texts to the words of Jesus. Each year we make room for the diverse voices that Scripture has to tell us of God's goodness, and to guide us on our journeys. And the journal is a great place to see how we're going to do that. So I hope that that's got you excited about getting your copy. It's got you excited about flipping through, going through the beautiful artwork, and letting your anticipation grow for where we're headed. Now, to get your journal, you can swing by the church on any Sunday, or during the week, you can ring the bell during the office hours. Someone's likely to be around and can get you one. Also, you can always access and download an electronic version by visiting commons.church/journal.